Hans Wormhat. This is Where Do You Live, Part 2. And I think that a big part of waking up is realizing that it's just everywhere and it's you can't see the forest for the trees scenario where it's hard to notice it because you've just been constantly bombarded with it. Again, I've already made this comparison, but like living on a farm, you go nose blind to the smells of a farm. Well, you're born in Babylon, so you just get used to it. You don't question it. It's just the way that things always have been. There's always been crazy drag all over the place, so you didn't really stop to question why these people can say no. They don't have to do drag. Grown men don't have to agree to do a film that involves drag and other satanic agenda, and they're going along with the flow willingly. And if you're just totally asleep and you just consume whatever's presented in front of you, it's a broad way. I mean, that's why it's called Broadway. It's a broad way to destruction. And Hollywood, yeah, Hollywood, they're talking about magic and movie magic. It's called movie magic. But it's more than that. Most of my pictures here are about media today, but not all of it. Like this up here. Secret. It's like Victoria's Secret, but this is Secret deodorant. What's their little slogan? Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. Do you see how they don't... There's enough of them to where they can have advertisements for them. Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. If you're a strong, independent strat who knows that you sweat like a pig, you're going to go reach for that secret deodorant because you know it's strong enough for you. What about this one? This is hilarious. Nads. Yeah, it's called Nads because that's gonads. Okay, media stuff. Why there are so many songs. I could do like 5 videos of entire pages of just songs that talk about being inverted, being the wrong gender. Why does something like this even exist? Dude looks like a lady. This one especially, depending on how you look at it. And they love things like that where it can be interpreted more than one way. This person is a dude who looks like a lady, but then also there's all those MTFs out there that it's a dude who's trying to look like a lady. So, I mean, they really like that one. This commercial is out of control. If you go and you look at this 1970s Charlie perfume thing. But yeah, I mean, Charlie. Charlie, I think, is one of the most popular girl names recently. And so getting away from the media for a second, I grew up in California, and just at my high school, it was like a known thing. There were certain groups of people or, families where, oh yeah, that family, it's a tradition. They name all their girls boy names, and they name all their boys girl names. You ever met a guy named Ashley, and they're like, oh, it's just something our family does. One of the biggest movies of my childhood. But why? Why is this pushed? It's an abomination. It's not, is it funny? Is it really that funny? It's freakish and but it's what they do. Ye shall know them by their fruits. I don't think that there's a better representation of ye shall know them by their fruits. They're a bunch of cross-dressers. You'll know that they're cross-dressers because they're cross-dressing. And look at this one, the goiter. Ooh. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. Oh, and then the next lines, they got cut off. It begins with a spin. A reference to the ball earth lie. They get you to suspend your disbelief. That's why I think they push so much movie and media on imagination things. They can get you to suspend your disbelief, and that's what they do with their whole Babylonian outer space system. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to make enough sense for you to suspend your disbelief. And yeah, that's it. You buy into it just like you buy into a movie, which is kind of a scary thought, but it's true. You buy into it just like you buy into a movie. That's kind of how I think back to my Outer Space Land fantasy days. It's like I was inside of a movie, and now I finally see what's really going on. Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. It's all about this concept of suspending your disbelief. And that's another thing. You'll notice that certain concepts get brought up a lot. And at least for me personally, one of them that I didn't understand why people kept bringing up suspension of disbelief. It was just a term that I would hear people talk about. But it's an important concept. They only have to make things believable enough. And that the threshold for that is really low. Think like fantasy. The suspension of disbelief, it only has to be believable enough that you can just put yourself into the story. Anyways, moving on. Loving it. Loving it. Natural. That's a natural. Looks more comfortable as a woman than does pretending to be a man. Got the bright orange shirt. Gucci Mane is pregnant here. I don't even know who Gucci Mane is, but somebody, when I first did my prognostication videos, that was, thank you to a commenter who was like, oh, Gucci Mane was pregnant. And I can never get over these photos because, yeah, pregnant. Okay, let's just keep going. Oh, look. So this section is all media, drag. The punchline, the big punchline of Psycho is drag. I got some of these things. It was Hollywood.com, best use of drag in movies. Why is that even a thing? This should be so obscure. Men wanting to dress up as women and then idolizing that idea to the extent where you want to make a movie about it or you want to make a TV show about it. That's freakish. It's not entertaining. It's not. People just think it's funny because it's the only thing that they're presented with. But like, why is somebody even there writing a movie about this? Why is that the punchline? But look at the orange. Hollywood.com. It's all orange. Orange is 33. Some Like It Hot. It's hilarious because the reason that movies like Some Like It Hot are funny is because it's like meta. It's poking fun at the fact that Marilyn Monroe is a giant drag queen. That's why that's funny. Why do full-grown alleged men agree to dress up as a woman and make a ridiculous satanic spectacle of themselves, and they're just showing you who they are? Look at this with all the mirrors. Why does Yentl exist? Oh, another thing too, they like to get the light switch in the frame. So yeah, they made sure to get the light switch in the frame. It's like an illumination idea. Why does Yentl exist? Weird ideas with the crotch there. I forget what this was about, but Stephen Rea plays an IRA member who promises to take care of a prisoner's girlfriend. The big reveal, she's transgender. Finkel is Einhorn. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Hey, this was like a weird thing. And in the description of this one, they said She's the Man ended the genre of gender inverting movie. It was like a big thing for a while, I guess, around the time where this movie came out. I mean, we also have white chicks. That was really freaky. Why does this stuff exist? It's a reflection of society. It's a reflection of where you live. Art imitates life. Hey Arnold, if you ever watched Hey Arnold when you were a child, I did. I mean, it was just I just watched TV when it was on. I wasn't ever really like a huge TV watcher, but Hey Arnold was a show that I definitely saw a lot of times, and I didn't realize until I woke up that the main best friend character wears a 33 t-shirt. Howard Stern. So this is kind of interesting. Howard Stern intern asked Jamie Lee Curtis if she has a penis. There's this clip of, yeah, exactly that, and it doesn't exist anymore. I cannot find this clip on the internet. There used to be a YouTube video. It's been taken down. If anyone can find this video, link it to me. And I mean, I wouldn't post it to YouTube because they probably would take it down and give you a strike, but they really do have the power to remove things from the internet, to scrub them if they want to. If nobody has it saved on their hard drive, then poof, it's gone. So if anyone knows where you can find this one, there is, Howard Stern had I mean, you know how Howard Stern is like on an earpiece with an interviewer and he's like, okay, ask Jamie Lee Curtis if she has a penis. And the reaction is priceless. Just go, how dare you? So, moving on. This is kind of an interesting, kind of a side topic. So there's this notion of two spirit people and then here they say umbrella term. They really like the notion of the umbrella. I think just because it's an all-encompassing, it's like a symbol for the NWO, this umbrella. But the Native Americans talk about these two spirit people, and then here on the two spirit health resources, I thought it was interesting. Native American two spirit people were male, female, and sometimes intersexed individuals. So I just thought them bringing up intersex was interesting and truthful. I think this is it. This section down here. So similar to the interviewer asking Jamie Lee Curtis, there's been multiple reporters that asked Lady Gaga if she has a penis. Yeah, there's a reason that this happens. It's disclosure. There's a reason that Megan Fox admits to being a man. There's a reason it's not a joke. I mean, do you feel bored yet? It's like you start to feel really bored. Why? This is not a coincidence. There are so many instances that all scream Trannyland, and the reason that you didn't know is just it was all around you. It was like living in a dump. The show Arrested Development, like one of the big things about Arrested Development is they like to hide little details in the background. That's just a thing about the show, and it's really obvious. But here's one of them. This one leaves the men restroom. Haha, get it? And it's another thing with layers too, because in the show, it's supposed to be like, oh, you didn't know that this person's actually mentally challenged. So that's one layer. Oh, this person's mentally challenged. That's why they were using the men restroom. But no, this is actually a man. This is a dude. It's like the second layer. There's another scene in this movie where they set this one next to a little toy. It's just like a decoration in a restaurant mailbox, and the mailbox has written on it male. So it's a joke. Male. This is a male. The show's all about the she-male stuff. Orange, bright orange turtleneck. She-male. Yeah, it's a she-male. This one wore the she-male. They're both she-males. This is an FTM. It's an MTF. Alright, so that's it for this. But yeah, I could make a dozen of these videos, 10 minutes long each, longer than that, compile them all together. You could easily have a video that's just like 5 hours long and just pointing out really, really obvious, look at this inversion, look at this obvious inversion, look at these people openly talking about the inversion. They've never been hiding it. One of their MOs is to hide in plain sight. They hide in plain sight. All you have to do is start looking. Orange 33, and look at their skeletons, and ye shall know them by their fruits. That's why their fruits are a bunch of strange, cross-dressing transsexuals from Transylvania. Only a tranny could ever come up with that. God bless everyone.